free some as your friend and say ampofo eje and some no dear esefata sawoti na wohwe no na yede ebrewo na yefrasie wo Ghana amfo so me asere dwumako no wodma bie won kwaba mu se wo fa nipa na nipa fa na mu nhyehyeye no na wotwetwa mu na atore nkyem bisie ma nam so osuemu nyansa fa mu abanti ene nipa no free nura ofrasie no kokakrakra me ka sei yene mpanifo atwen koma mo akyerem se nipa be sa pem ahenum na wonma tintin wondin e wo nwoma mu
enenso ye ba ha na yehu se eye emabu na wo mo baaye ebe fa ye selection mu no bibia ekoye tent a wo mo abo ha maburu etena ase no bibia eda so e wona akwam yene eye captain Nunate eni nkomo captain say na nhyehyeye na eko enne.
Pardon me, my choose not.
How is the selection process going on today?
Good. Today's recruitment exercise, everything has gone on smoothly. As you can see, you arrived to meet empty chairs. The process began at 6 a.m. this morning and it has gone on smoothly. Applicants have been attended to in their group lots, and so far we have seen to almost 1,500 applicants today. Just a few left to go through the documentation process, and then as you can see behind or in the direction of my hand, the numbers left to go through the body selection process, and then that will be it for the first phase of the recruitment exercise.
All right, yesterday we had information that one of the potential recruit brought some forgery certificate. How far with the investigation?
The investigation is still ongoing. It's with the military police, so I do not have details on that. The military police is still conducting their investigations.
Meeting at the Prince Owusu Esiedo Adom.
Your free and so your consent from Ghana Company, Excellency John Dramani Mahama, and the idea to draw say a buying a or main sikano or pay a drunum 50 million Ghana cedis, say or the better candie, ye fidiaudwa ye decor a year a poso, na a farefo, and ye be a dia yuma. Na sankomodie ene emunchire mu se de sitie ebe ye adwuma fa wonia ebenya konya enye bie ni nyina no ompeni acheche madom kase de to awso.
National Chief Fishermen and Queen Fishmongers Conference I course so ewon kran wo dwumedie na se no omampeni John Dramani Mahama ede na ho ofe ene na ho den kota dwumedie na chipa na okoduru ho no de to enuanom anim se wo mo ehwe se wo mo benya eye offshore eye vessels mienu ibi na Ghana Navy ahyemu kinapa ahwe wo manfo a wo mo nam kwan bone so eyinam ewon suso.
This year 50 million cedis has been allocated for procurement of outboard motors and fishing inputs for fishers and fishmongers. We are also going to launch an initiative for clean beaches. And so the fishers are going to be involved. We're going to employ people to clean the beaches and make sure that our beaches are clean. You can give us your children, we'll employ them to help clean the beaches for us, and we'll pay them a monthly allowance.
Osandi to just say abane din hihye guakwemu wo mo eye fish market ibi ewo Dambai ewo T region Shama ewo Western region de yade ebeboa pa ama enuanom yi akonanim.
My administration has taken decisive steps to develop a sustainable modern fisheries sector rooted in science, tradition, and community participation. Extension of the inshore exclusive zone from 6 nautical miles to 12 nautical miles to protect artisanal fishers. Enhanced penalties for IUU fishing and related offenses. A strengthened co-management framework that places chief fishermen and queen fishmongers at the heart of decision-making.
Fisheries and Aquaculture Act 2025. And she go akwemu no eyade ebeboa pa ewo wo madwuma wo mo eye no wo kirema eye oman Ghana any international standard eyade ebeboa.
The third is our national blue economy strategy. Our forthcoming strategy is built on 6 key pillars: blue wealth, blue health, blue knowledge, blue finance, blue equity, and blue safety and security. This will harness Ghana's and coastal resources for sustainable and inclusive national growth.
If we Ghana Mampany and Seminona, Yako Ghana National Fire Service, na and the day, se one more memoir Nanka Aboabo extension, and ye a honina she grebe yimpono, empatadan mako bese o ha ne nso ne gyato mu de kofa gya ne baye ene bone gya ne de yese wutie nkyiremu yi
Ghana National Fire Service dim jadwuma eko echiremu a ahonhare so anamon ya onum tu ne ntam so enefie obubo busome de to so aduonu baako ena boa ya eja ya eto Aboabo extension ya no eben Mighty Royal International School Kumase no entumi antretre anko nkofo fie mu na wonum kira enuadan be se wahanso ya wonum a otim be se oha ena eja eto mu a womneoma ewum nyina hye dwerebe na ansakora na dumjafo beba no na manfo ho dikan edibokiti asansuo adundum ne bia na wonso ede won fidie ba ya KNUS dumja so ya wo ho nso beka won ho no na kyese ne wondwumadie no akwantam na kyerɛ sɛ se dan ni nyina nuadan ni nyina hye emaneoma ewum nyina so ahyede na nso obi ani hɔ a fam to ananom ɛwon siedo
kuma wo memra se bjafie no no mo kyerɛ sɛ ɔsoafo a ɔhwe nkronkra mamu ene nkrase mpunto ensem so wo hwɛ na ne manimu ya Brim Central abankra chepani a ebeto dwa sɛ wono galamsefo bi ogi sika wo ho no ontuni nsen na ompa bedwako a sɛbe wo mu obi afa na onye mu nhwehwemu na yehunu sampa ban nani abre so soaiko e galamse so
don kuma o mrahye bedwam na ede ato soafo a ono ehwe nkronkito amemmo hu nsem so sɛ ɔmɔden so obetwe aban na musini ya ono e Brim Central Solomon Kusibra ko asensen na nhwemu akoso e won nsem bi a abetodwa so ono egi sika free galamsefo ho no makwan mu wadi wunduma no ɛho na Franka no dom pre ya ono eye dom kuma no dom frɛfo na wode nsem yi tu dwa nkyeremu ode ma yini.
He is supposed to be the representative of the president. He represents the president in that municipality. And I don't know which part of the bylaws. I have looked at the Adom Municipal Assembly, their bylaws. There is no bylaw that allows him to charge illegal miners a fine. So he will charge them, take the money into his pocket, and then free them. And this is what is happening. Unfortunate on the side of Mr. Solomon Kusi, the very people he charged and took 15,000 each from them, he went ahead to report some of them, I don't know why, maybe they didn't pay enough, to NIMOS. And then NIMOS had gone in to attack them. And the people have started talking that, after all, we pay some monies to you.
We are sorry I told so for hens as in one the near home some so modern Sebrano no beba na Aboabo mrehye for man near one nemo de gu akwamua omode so galamse dwumade no ano.
I think that we need to take this fight beyond the ordinary. There is one litmus test, and it has to do with the turbidity of the waters. If the waters are getting bad, if the land is being destroyed, our lands are being destroyed, and especially now that we are told, scientific report, to the effect that heavy metals are being found on our dining table as a result of food items coming from these mining areas. I think it's a matter of life and death. And it clearly also tells us that something is not being done right.
Yeah, to us, Elko membership of Adom Cassiano, Eddie Kusan, Chinchin Chassi, Miss Anwatene. Any other Seredi, Eddie Atodom Kumana Bado Deni or Sahine, Alexander Afenyo Markins, and him say one more Serenwada, Babia, Cane, Swafo, or Mexica Semso, Irakan Furata Kotibia, one more, na Yamfanamro me Musabeya, a dream naked as a shed, Nidi Abatabata Hono, or Penibit Mababi Jambrano, or Memrecunino, actually the Seagun, so trim fire Chilamenku, into Abana Bonibia in Hua, a Maranibi Jan, a Boni or Honswa, na Mranachana Swama Gana Fuaka, Eddie Yansesuya.
Don kuma ba no den ni wo mrahye bedwam Alexander Afenyo Markin na onum abono so bo se ebosha wo sheye se o de scanner so afo risk asem hu nsem so keno foriata bebo o man Ghana na oba bigina kwadu a wo de abono e Ghana Revenue Authority GRE Strategic Mobilization Limited SML o mo contract ne hu nsem no wono ababi ya no na ene mrahye bedwam na don kuma no ne dom kese no aba no dafo edibo mu a na wonum ye twoma mentwo wo sa asem hu a enya asem ketua Ahmed Ibrahim ya ono na no ubisa se daben eno ura kenoforiata ura Afenyo Markin de ne beba na eno ekofa asansem nyina baaye sei ene course wo mrahye bedwam.
I needed to solicit an answer from an honorable minority leader. He gave us authoritative information that by February 18th, the honorable former finance minister was going to be in Ghana. So I'm saying, where is the former finance minister? I thought you were going to tell us his whereabouts. ministers of finance who have occupied that office after their tenure, they remain in this country. Where is our former finance minister? Where is he? I, right here, indicated that Mr. Ken Ofori-Atta had written to the OSP through his lawyers that he was going to be in the country on or before May, not July. This was in February. Mr. Speaker, in the letter, Mr. Ken Ofori-Atta again indicated that he had been booked for surgery. When the time came and his doctors further advised that the surgery will require some healing process, Mr. Speaker, he again wrote, this time not only a letter by his lawyers, the letter from his doctors. It is not a matter of I resigning or making a promise and failing to honor that.
Yegusua wo me mra se bedwafie na wokọ abedwafie ho abedwaku a wono ne hwe ahobambo ene afisam so ye dwumtre ni abedi akire na se dwugina mu ma Adom kuma no ono aso na mra se bedwani di mommanfo a ewo asen anafo abato mpasua so na yerantim fodwo ono so ene ba ema ne ma wade ne memma ntrumuntu ho asem a wade agina mi se ye nhye mra emfantia wode atodwa se mra no yesi dada na we na achi na entimi nya adwuma de a kwambia so yemfa nhye nkratamu na mpanifo animanimu ya won famra bedwafie wono mo hwe so ono be hyehye de akomo mampani se de wono agi atonum agi ne ba se eba obesan ase no
Osofo John Ntim Fodwo ye mrahye bedwane di mo manfo mo Asen South na okọ emraya ono pese ode ba mrahye bedwam na ebo Ghana ho ban free ma ne ma na femerema ne merema ware ho no odi mu ntintima pa na ode atodwase odi hu yawo se ase krokro de John bi ekoso a ewo se nka wonum ede mra na beto mrahye bedwam dadaada nanso wonum etwetwe won mo na ase a eno emu akora na ode atodwase kameza so bia ye ohintadu akiri ene won pese wode sa mra yi be ba mrahye bedwam a eno akoya asem a ha no yi pa.
To the over 93% of Ghanaians who believe that marriage is between man and woman, it is a big disappointment to them. We demand that if it was oversight or error, it must be added to the order paper so that next week it is laid and presented for first reading, because on record, it has satisfied all the processes by the dictates of our standing orders and has been duly approved to be presented, laid for first reading and consequential referrals.
And watching Adom Kasiano no Bano Denny Mahama Yaraga Ediatujase, and a cre a bine any wahumpa, na enche a bine as the Marana to Mashibidum, Nafi, Omo Aboabo, whom Senebeya, one Ebeja to Munam Penidens Ashasi.
I believe the Right Honorable Speaker, we are all very committed to the passage of the Human Sexual Rights and Family Values Bill. If you recall, a couple of weeks ago when we debated this, I was the person who insisted that the fastest way to have this passed into law is to take a position that this parliament has already passed it. So what is left is signature.
Yanto aso na yanko ensemfo from Ghana Education Service. Echirimu a se meka sei nkratasem ne niam efesi kasem ho se akwanya wo ho se ye fa cherechrefo be se mpimsia ahenu aduanan enkro na ho ahobobo a no ne mpanifo abomu amane se enche kura no wono behwe na wono mu aye ho adwuma
in service any idea to just say one more any financial clearance say mfunti church for 6,249 afin pinoni dunu enai yefa one more ejuma e won krata bia service yi edebeto montin so one more kasama for Daniel Fenyi ensa ehase na one more chese sa clearance yi asoya one more hwe Ghana sikasem so na edema one more we eni amaho kwan say processes ahodo a esese achachiri for ya ni one more sentimental wakotie nyina efamu no ono betumi asha CSN Yabeya, one sika one sabetumi aka. We ena Ghana Education Service ediatoja say clearance ya diama wonomono openima bosomende toso ediasaba ko afimu ena ninyina eba ewiyintia eni GS mpenyefo edito achechrefa won ho aka nyina say wonomonhwa na enema hodo hise wo famu nyina wontumi enwie ninyina ansana bosomi akwawie se nebeya one sika one sabetumi aka. We na Ghana Education Service eche ni so ediama wonomo enyumayefo a eni wonomo etimi awo abotayemu a abedum pempenso ya ono mo ababedura wo kyese ono mo hwɛ ni mu se na wotwe a edi ye ni mu no won sika nyina wonsa ebeka
Friday ani ekyerɛ ɔman atifi FM na aban nam senior wo Tatale Sangule mensirimu na dia todwa sɛ oba mpɔtamu ankora tete fom makakapeka wo mto abra wo musuade dɔso papa omo a omo ene sɛbsɛbsɛbe nkotrɛ ene suade sanso tedua se ntubɛhetam na kotra teato yisrade no na ni di kotra chi saa niema nyina eba betwam sanse mpanifo de niema gu akwamu a enkyɛ oba besi school adan ahodo ama enkoda ya tretrem na no atimi aboa ama omo ne wo mafo ɛwɔ ɔman mu baabia asuade
abana musini wo Tatale Sanguli meritagba na ode atudwa sa samla bidwa no ede nhye egu akwamu se ne beya onom ebeye mpuntudwuma hodo ɛwɔ anwomesua ene apomden hwemu a ebeboa ma mense na kona nimpa na ode atudwa se
anytime they are challenged they have to travel far to access health care. Today, by the grace of God and through the efforts of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, it's going to be the thing of the past for the people of Tekasani. As you can see behind me, some time ago, in desperate of trying to help themselves, they came out with this structure by their own, and that couldn't solve their problem. Because as you can see, the structure is not standard. And my little children, my brothers and sisters, we are sure that very soon, in the next 6 months, they are going to have a standard structure here, a well-designed office, and then a store, then the KVIP with a union.
We are sad to just a Yamahodina when you have more solar ibi and one of the betunsu, ama ne man for ya one potamo, Senebaya, in Sion, how our man for them one a bit to me a free.
So, this is a sign to tell my people His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is really a savior. His second coming is to save Ghana, and Tatale Sangule is part of Ghana. For the first time, we are digging mechanized borehole. 50 at a blow. 50. And this will go to 15 communities under Tatale Sangule district.
Yamakwaba yenwa apomdemu na anesefo ene midwife a won mo gentiti twa mo so hwemfimpinu ne aduonu nan ne mfimpinu ene aduonu num na nurse na midwifery council no aya mamre age won matum sisi wodimu sa nurse for wo man.
Induction ceremony a womo eyedema officers a womo enimde efana pomode hunsem ojumedie na seno bono regional director Emma Health Services Dr. Osekofo Amfree edi tudwa sene ekosro omanfo a womo num nuro a doctor for enchrom ai bro so eyade ha dwene pa
of trend of drug and substance abuse. I have 3 or 4 of my nurses who are not fit for practice because mentally they are not stable, physically their behavior is unsafe, and they are now a risk to patient care. So I have to put some of them at the rehab because some of them are put on to drugs, methadone abuse, narcotics, and other things have come. So even though the work is stressful, they want you to try and endure and put things and coping mechanisms. We have an employee assistance program to assist all of you here or anybody who finds him or herself at the other side of not fit to practice.
Lecturer at our University of Energy and Natural Resources Nursing School was Sunyane Vicentia Safo Brobe enso ediefutuo Emma officers yi se womo emo modern pa wadwuma womo ekoye no wasanso de tuo nenim se mobile phone a omanfo emiemia so no womo hwe se womo nkoye bi abra womo eye adwuma.
These days you see a patient dying. Instead of being with the patient, we rather pick our phones and record them. The next moment you see it on the social media, a patient dying. Who took those videos? When we come to the ward, who are we going to ask? When we were young nurses, we were told that the ward is owned by the nurses because we stay with the patient for 24 hours. The doctors will come and prescribe, do their things and go. But we are there with them 24 hours. And so if something is happening, it is you, the nurse, that they will question first.
Yemungwa edwediemu efutu akwa ma omamu sentwerefo se aban kuntabu mu hwehumufo pani auditor general oyehwehwemu efa aban nwumaku ahodo mu na ekoba se abetodwase sika bi ayera na se bibi atodwa eya yesusu mfie nko sika no nko a ho sanse yebo sika bi dia eno nkyese ayera kora edomu wasuko a ebehum no kuro nyina se de opusu no a wotene kankan no.
Assistant Director of Audit, also Information Officer, Ghana Audit Service, Frederick Luku, Ekasa, Media Workshop, Ghana Anti-Corruption Coalition, and the partners, she shares so much central for opinion to just say, and is Auditor General on the report about Montessoa, then central for any DHR, any, they don't want to din say cash irregularities. Now we know which Mudia, Sawofa Auditor General report, Nasi Kasa cash irregularities, then on Jessica, Afubin Sass, and Mudichi, Nana say, Quine is so far so Edu and Juma, no one more. Ntia ene ama no baby drum pempesa wono mo edu ntia oda the state central for nyina ene mu say sa report no eba wono mo domu nyina esuko se na be ya omanfa wo so mo so ebetumi enya report yi mu entiase.
One very important area is the issue of how you report on cash irregularities. You know, as auditors, generally when we say irregularity, we're just making reference to the fact that something has been done contrary to law. So those ones that you see that we call cash irregularities, it's not in all cases that they refer to what we will call misappropriation, as in literally speaking, saying that the money has been taken by public officers. So we want to entreat you, before you do your reports, look at the Auditor General's report. Today, the workshop has been fantastic, and we've taken you through the types of audit reports that Auditor General sends to Parliament.
Executive Secretary the Ghana Anti-Corruption Coalition Beauty Mefanati HSA.
Say yanko ensemono am fifimu am pepe mu na ye hunia ecosi issues na ye de sika no pe etudwa eya ye ntumi emboa ma ye ntumi address the systemic challenges affect yen audit process ni Auditor General report no enye se wo de sika no etudwa keke esese utumi ko ebisa question ehwe ni nsema ewo mu a esese yenyina yehu no na yetumi edi etudwa
Semedia Wilkinson and Celebration Sinfi Ghana Premier League match day 11 now than winning a transfer for come than winning other chair when Chomni Young Apostles and ever pem so head coach Masu Didi Drama the man so for patches a game no mukum no more dinner so no edin o medin kunim.
A very tough game, very tough opponents, youthful opponents who run a lot on transitions and who also play expansively. And so we have I think we have worked so well. Players' eagerness and then players' anxiety and desire is really high. The intensity we bring in our sessions and the aggressiveness in play is something and areas that we have to really push further up. We will embark on the trip tomorrow, and then we are very hopeful that we will play to try to win. We have worked on our last third, decisions on the last third, where we need to make one more move to open up the bigger space to create a bigger chance, and where we can also multiply in terms of first and second movement, and also collective runs and collective movement.
Kumasi Asante Kotokoso Dani Weni Archer Samra Boyamo and a Samatas never Pems head coach and Kumasi Asante Kotoko Karim Zito Kabute a purchase against Samatas and a winning mentality.
We are going there with the same mentality of winning because as I kept on saying always that before the beginning of the league, we ask ourselves, what do we need in the league? And we all give the positive answer of winning the league. So before you be declared a winner, you have to go through this process. So we are going there with the mentality of winning, and it's possible. When you go back to the history, Kotoko usually or occasionally beat them over there. So I think we will continue the mentality that we are going to play away. We are not to coil until the game will teach me what to do.
Yes, I know. And it's a macabutia to two and share other fixtures, no. And within the weekend, you share the Coso, Ewahona, Karela, and of course, Namiad Mochina, Besha, Karela United, and the Basaki Holy Stars, and the Pemisonami, Diama, and even the James United, their Pemisonami, Saturday matches, I told you, and Sunday matches, I told you, Adriana Stars, and the Brucum Chelsea, and Hawaii United, and 11 Wonders. 11 Wonders, I told you, some coach, and then Krate was, and Yadia, no, may be Mintino, and the PM was Arsenal Nations, FC, and BBN Gold Stars, and then FC Samates 1996, and the Krobia, Kumasia, Sante Kotokometemba, and the Pem, so Vision FC, and the Pando out of Lions, the Bobologic Boys, now fancy young apostles, when she only has a folk, phobia never say that until the bones are rotten. Now, Dreams FC, and it's straight draw blast. Any matches, I told you, and I had my weekend, or Ghana Premier League match, day 11. Ha, and the Bama Mokana Media, we can say no, and some Medina Dinameba, Bernard Padibutu, and I say, it was so.
Yamakaba yetwansem ne so aframanta musuafo munyamfo James Gunu ene na pamfo akwakopa eye akyerkyerefo wonomo atena bia bi eho entoma ewo eye peki empotem honomo na adom kase kupie ho yefa munkyere nto awso
Framanta musuafo James Gunu ene Saudai Abankrachi Penny Courage Kwame Kokroko ayenyame so ade a 4-unit teachers quarters ewo Peki Jake onomo akokubia no eno ewo Saudai abatompeso no eso sajumediwi eni edesre na babehye esukufo kromafo enafo tobi jaha otoso miensa ono eyehine owo Peki Jake enomu nyina ne se na wonomo apade yi ache ninti wonomo nyaso bepie mu ewo dwumedi no ase a wonomo de edan yi ema empenimfo we ena tobi jaha otoso miensa ede akwaba nsem eko edema mpanyimfo a wɔkyerɛ mu de ani onomoni agyepan sanse na bia ya kyerɛkyerɛfo bɛda ho ayɛ dinti na pii na akra wode wɔnom eba wɔn sukum ho a wɔmpɛsɛ wɔnom bɛba nanso wonim sɛ nea ne wɔn sakai atagye wɔnom atede ene ɛhɔ en education director Paul Yevu a wɔno ebegyan Reverend Esiam anemu enso ɛkyerɛ sɛ wɔnomoni agyepan sɛ eni akyerɛkyerɛfo nso wɔnom benya ade a ɛbɛhyɛ wɔnom nkuran ama wɔn so dada wasɔre akɔ wɔnwumedi so Courage Kwame Kokroko a wɔno yɛ Abankrachi Penny enso ede asada piece nsem eko ede manana ene kromanfo nyina se ebra wono pasa se ede asi edan yi onso eyi bi ma wono mu a otumi edu won botaye eho wasande asada piece koma from antemusofo James Gunu se ebra wode na desre ebeto nanim no wantwentwe ne nasia wono so beka won ho ani otumi ebi edan yi ano emrahye bedwani de momamfo wo Saudai abaton pesa no so no asan majority chief whip Roxin Nelson Kwame eche de fiamepo enso ede ne mu a ebedumia ene wono etumi ewisa edan yi ne krakra no ena Framanta musuafo James Gunu ebo obi biara abaso ewo eni se wono nyina etimi aboama se eni anya kra na kyerkyerefo enande bia wode wonti ebeto wono nso ebenye bie we eno de toja se ewo aban yi big push a wono ede aba no Saudai fonso ebenya wono echefa ne senti wono nka wakoma ento wonyam esanse nkyekra contractesi ebeba wono ebia ye ho a enema hodo a wohia nso wonsa betumi aka
yakwama na nsemu a Ukraine mampani Zelensky di nsem bia todwa se America man ene wono akọ benkrom se wonhwe kọ befa so a ekọ ne eye Russia man no ekọ no wontwa so nso niam ba ko mienu bia ekọ so nti anhwe yi a debi no sa apam no ebehinhim de ni kire eye Nigeria memo aba betodwa se emimfo bi akoto ahye Catholic anase Roman Catholic school bi eso acheche eye school fo wonkoda nyekuma a eho asem enso abededwa afe yenko enegidiem adumtuni dada hafko na din sembia todwa se abantie Reggie Rockstone okofa hip life kasahare ede baaye no adwuma eho akwanya wabie di amagana mrantie ne mabawa no echen de aban hodo aye be semfinhie aduasani.
He actually reached out to me after I made the story, and me and him spoke at length. But we haven't. I believe that he's created more jobs than any government in the fourth republic.
That's what you said.
I believe so. Yes, because look, today, if you look at the impact musicians have had on their families, and even on the economy, you can't quantify it.
Right.
You look at like the government from the NDC Rollins one to the Kufuor one. Just you can check it and come and do the comparison to Reggie. From when Reggie touched down here in 1995 and released, I think, Ago in 1996. Look at the number of musicians that have been through the system up to today. Before you travel to Abuja, the way it was long.
Yeah.
Today, if you are an artist traveling around, and it's even affected you or the media.
Right.
Like the bloggers, today you travel with your blogger, your PA, like it goes, look, choreographers, before if you were a dancer, nobody recognizes you. Nobody cares. Everybody thought it was Kubolo Fuejuma. If you're a dancer, if you are like, you even make music. But today we have a spot. We have a spot in the economy. We have, like, our names get mentioned in the budget and things like that. So we haven't given Reggie Rockstone the right flowers. We actually need to give him a garden.
Intended the moon, the other best share or calendar, so they said 26 December, Echo Asante Mampon, Ample for J Lives concert, Basso Den. President for say to say an opanic in Numbre, a Beboa Mouse, Senati upon what and a check. Cavity fight on the Yunkunyani and Yapo, Simbia, the District. See, if I'm not say, Ample for J, the most Yami Admada for the Session.